Today is day 372 of web development. It is also Tuesday, July 26, 2022, and today I'm just gonna do like a little card using HTML and CSS. Alright, so the meta tag, this specific meta tag is actually used so that whatever media query I use for like my mobile device, it would actually work. So it would actually, on the phone, instead of giving me desktop view, it's going to give me the mobile view that I applied. Initial scale 0.1. And this is just saying like the device width, like the width of my website is going to be the device width, right? So that's that. And then for the body, that's basically all my front end stuff. So I'll start with a container, and then I'll go here to CSS and then target it, give it a border 5 pixels black, solid, height 100 VH. Alright, and then I'll kind of get rid of any margin and padding that there is. So zero out those values, and then inside the container I'm going to have another div and I'm going to call it card. And inside the card it's going to be two things. So it's going to be a thumbnail, and there's also going to be content. And so I'll go here and give the card the same border here. And then I would probably give the card a height of 200 pixels. And then I'll leave that there. And then I'll give the card a border radius of 20 pixels so that its border is round. And then I'll probably, for the container, or maybe for the card itself, I'll give it a margin of 30 pixels, see how that goes. And then if that's the case, I'll give it a width of 25%. It's too low. How about 30? 50%? Okay, that works. And then I can just go to the container and give the container a display of flex to have it in the center. Alright. So when I give the container display of flex, everything inside the container, including the card, becomes a flex item, and flex items can be affected by the flex properties such as justify content and align items. So justify content aligns it or centers it horizontally, while align items centers it vertically. Alright, and then I'll probably give the body, actually, let me leave that for later. So the card is going to have a picture, so I think it's going to be this copy image address. So the thumb is going to be this background. I'll paste that in there. And I'm going to have to give it a size, so maybe 100% for now. Background size cover, so it covers the entirety of its container, which in this case is the thumbnail. And then I could also do background position and have it start at the bottom. Alright, and then let's see, or I could always do center also, something like that. Maybe what I can do is I can make this a little bit bigger, so I'll do width 60%, but then the height 300 pixels, I guess. And then the content itself is gonna have its own stuff. So I want them to be side by side, so I'll go to the card and give that a display of grid, and then say that I want 2 columns by saying repeat 2 times 1FR. So now that happens, right? And then I'll go to my HTML, and then I'll probably want in H1 like let's say like book a spot, book a hotel, book your room. Oops. And maybe like a paragraph or a tab, and then maybe a button also. Maybe like book. Alright, and then for the content itself, I maybe want it to have a margin of 20 pixels. And then not only that, but then also the thumbnail. Yikes. And then I can also give this a border radius of 20 pixels. Something like that. And then for the container itself, the height could actually just be the min content. Oops, not the container, I meant the card. Where's the height? Let's see. Actually, that's not going to work because I didn't give the thumb. I give the height 100%, so I'll have to do 300 pixels here. And that's going to work that way. Alright, and then let's see. So the content H1 can have a margin bottom of 20 pixels along with the paragraph, and then the content button can have a background of a certain color. I'll just pick the color of the wave here. Oops. Something like that. So that should be 66.8F9B. I'll give it a padding of 10 pixels up and down, 20 pixels left and right. Remove the underline by setting text decoration to none. Set the color maybe to white. And then give it a border radius of 20 pixels. And then what else? Maybe I could add another paragraph. Or actually, I'll just paste it right in there. That works better. Okay. Book your room, blah, 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 book, okay. And then let's see the background of the card itself. Can be EE, which is kind of like an off-white, and then the container can have a background of hashtag D3. Let me save that, and then let me see, I can remove the border of the container, the border of the card, the border of the content, and then I'll be able to see it in debug mode. Let's see how it looks like. It's so ugly, honestly. How do I fix this? Okay, I go to content, right, and I give it a display of flex, and I do justify content center, align items center. That should fix that. And then give it a flex direction of columns, so it's on top of one another instead of left and right. But then instead of aligning it which one does it horizontally? This one I can do, let's see, do left. justify content. Oops, I meant this left, the center. There we go. And now this one though. Do I want to leave it like that? For the button, I can just give it a certain width of, I don't know, 100 pixels. 60? Yeah. And then I could also do text align center. That works. I guess that works. But I did like the way it looked like with the full width actually. It looked nice like that. Alright, I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I'll do .content a hover, so that when it's hovered over, it's gonna have like a darker background. And let me just get that color right from the image. Something like that. Is that the same color? $48, $78, $80, $80 what? $78, $48, $78, $85. Okay, now it's a darker color. Beautiful, isn't it? Alright, and now if I do this, it's not responsive, so I'm gonna have to fix that. So, for the content, well, hold on. I'll have to do an at media, and then I'll have to do only screen and max width 800 pixels. So when it reaches like maybe 850 pixels, I want the content. Is it the content? No, it wasn't. It was the card itself to have a grid. Wait, yeah, I know, yeah. Grid template columns of 1FR. Is it not the card or is it the container? Hold on, let me see. The card has a display of grid. Did I not write this right? Max width, Andrew template columns, 1FR, 1FR. At media, only screen, and max width is 850 pixels. Huh. Flex items. Interesting. Let me think. The thing that's the grid is the card. The container has nothing to do with that. The card is what has to do with that. Repeat 2 times 1FR. Grid template columns. I wonder, the content and the thumb are flex items. Not flex items, grid items. Ah, did I do something wrong then? It works now. Why didn't it work before? Did I spell something wrong? Okay, it works. Although the container though needs to have a height of and content as well. Nope, actually that's horrible. Hold on, let me think. It can't be min content, but it has to be 100 VH. But then if I do this though, it goes over the container. So then I guess over here the container can be, right, because it's decreasing in height, so it makes sense. There we go. Alright, why is my Spotify open? Okay. Alright, and I think that's it for today. Book your room, maybe it's like a hotel thing. Or maybe book your next vacation sounds better. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today. And maybe though, actually one more thing. Maybe for the card, when I hover over it, it can move relative to its previous position, -2 pixels to the top. So now when I hover over it, it moves. Isn't that pretty? Alright, that's it for today. And it is responsive too. Yay.